thing wouldn't be recorded, so I was like, now to refresh.
They don't have this. They need an option to turn this dark.
To do what?
Well, I get it.
Okay, it says it's live. I'm trying to get the link off of YouTube.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just using the keys. Trying to figure that out.
Well, stop pushing buttons, Jason.
That's what I do.
I know, and you're good at it.
Fine, I'll hack it.
Stop hacking things, Jason.
That's what
I know,
do.
it's what you do. And that's technically what you do all day for websites and plugins and stuff.
Is it the body? Where would I put this? Hidden? Nope. Let's see. Background color. Town.
Hmm?
That worked. Okay. I'm getting a big glare on my.
Well, I had so many people that wanted me to let them know when we did the live stream. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get all these people sent messages.
Okay.
What are you doing over there? I'm not watching the stream right now. What are you doing? Sir?
I'm changing the colors and all my stuff so I don't have this bright white glare on my.
And your glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, that's much better.
Because I can
I mean,
directly change.
you could take the glasses off, but then you wouldn't be able to see.
Exactly. So I want to try to
That
turn
reminds
it
me, I
down
gotta
a little
pull
bit.
up that screenshot I took.
Or should I just do black and just. That's good enough.
I could always put my glasses on so we could match.
No, that's fine.
All right, I'm getting the questions real big because Casey left us legit 20 questions to answer.
Yeah, okay.
So all right, I've got YouTube pulled up on the back side of things so I can any chats that come in that are not approved on the stream yard, I'll be able to see them. So
All right.
I'm just waiting to see. I sent the link to a bunch of people. Oh, there's Casey. Hi, Casey. Here we go. Now you can see it. Can you, with the link that I sent you to invite you here, can you see the chat and stuff? Do you have access to the chat?
I'll have to take a look. I see private chat. Oh, yeah, I see it.
Okay.
There's another tab I missed.
Private chat.
I
don't have a private chat. Oh, okay, I see that. I don't know why, but right now my eyes look super blue on the stream.
Okay, this is all.
Okay, so it looks like everything is good. Yes, no.
Seems like it.
Well, Casey's here. As long as he can hear us and whatnot, we should be. I mean, he's responding in chat, so I would take that as a sign that he can hear us and stuff. What are you doing? Yeah, you. What are you doing? I saw the eyebrows. I can't hear you now.
Looking at pricing on the StreamYard,
Oh, yeah, it's like $10 a month
$20.
for one thing, but yeah, you muted yourself, so
Yeah.
stop touching buttons, Jason. Okay, so how do you want to do this? I mean, it's your news as well as mine. I mean, granted, it's my channel, but
All right, start talking about the, answering questions, I guess.
well,
The whole
first
point.
we need to tell people what the stream is about. Because right now they're kind of clueless. They don't know what's going on. Very few people know. We haven't told a whole lot of people, so because we kind of had to wait on things.
Yep.
So what do you want to do? You want to ease into it, or you want to be like me and just blurt it out?
I guess just blurt it out and get to answering questions, and you know.
Okay, so I guess I'll let you tell the news since I seem to steal the thunder every other time.
Well, it's your channel, so you're supposed to.
Well, true, but I'm still shopping on Lowe's, so
Well, stop shopping.
no,
Focus.
I'm looking at tools, man.
Tools later.
But but
Focus.
I am focused on this cobalt set
Focus,
right here.
grasshopper. Focus.
But it has all these ratchet heads and wrenches and Allen wrenches and socket attachments and screwdrivers and stuff.
That's very nice, but focus.
The other one I was looking at had all kinds of like things in it too. It even had a power tool. Okay, I'll
Uh-huh.
Are you what are you laughing at?
You.
Why? You know I get nerdy about tools.
Yep.
I get nerdy about a lot.
So, what is the stream about? It's about us moving. We got a house together.
Okay. So that would be question number one. Casey said, could it be your beautiful new home? So talk about, you know what? I'm gonna let you explain the process because I've been stressing out about this shit for fucking months. So why don't you break down the process of why we're moving in together, why we finally settled on Georgia, because I think that was a question on here. Um, so we could you could answer those things because a lot of the stipulations on moving were on your side. So
Well,
this is turning on.
the reason we picked Georgia is I have limitations of where I can move, and Rebecca has limitations to where she can move. And of all the states, that was the one that overlapped, so it kind of situated us there.
Well, there were two states that
So,
overlapped. Um,
what was the other one?
I don't know. I got to look at my little notebook. I only have 4 of these things on my desk. You know, I tell you what, these little things are like the best dollar I've ever spent because there's 3 here, and then this is the one. This one is the one I'm writing all the house stuff in. I've been attacked by an electric or a mechanical pencil. That sucker went flying across the desk. All right, so let me find the list. It was towards the back, so I might have to go through. Wait, what was that? Nope, that wasn't it. What's in this one? Or this is like a brand new one here. Okay, so it wouldn't be that one. Well, this is work-related information, but we're getting hot. Okay, keep talking while I'm looking. I think I ripped those pages out. Hey, where'd you go? He left me.
Sorry about that.
I was gonna say, where'd you go? You left me. I looked up and you were gone. Here it is. I ripped the pages out.
Okay.
Okay, so the states that we had in common were Florida, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, and Texas. Those were the states that we could essentially move that were not on the no list. So those were the 5. So Pennsylvania's too fucking cold. Texas is too fucking stupid. Minnesota, too fucking cold. So that left Florida and Georgia.
And I think you wanted to get away from Florida, and I wasn't crazy about Florida. So
yeah, I don't think that you would do well here due to the heat. So I've lived here my whole life. I wanted to move to a new place. I've never lived anywhere but Florida. So the fact that we could live in Florida, I mean, we could have moved to like North Florida, like Jacksonville, Tallahassee, but the pricing here in Florida for houses, even a hole in the wall, was astronomical. Like, not
and that
gonna.
was the same in Pennsylvania also.
Oh yeah,
Pennsylvania was nothing.
a lot of the homes and stuff were run down or wouldn't have passed an FHA mortgage, which is what I got approved for initially, and then the one lender that I was going with wouldn't allow Jason to be put on the documents because initially when we started this process in June, we had a lender that put both of us on there, but that was for a specific state and they could only do that specific state. So then I waited a few months. I got a new position at work. I started looking for places in other states. So Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. Georgia wasn't on the list. Absolutely not in Alabama because it's still illegal for interracial couples to be together in the state. And so even though Jason doesn't look, conventionally black, he's still a black man. So I don't want to live in a state that tells him he can't be with me because I'm not the same color he is. And that's wrong. So that was something that we both decided on. Louisiana is about the same. So those were like options. That and Louisiana likes to flood. That's what happens when you build a bunch of shit on the fucking water. And hurricanes like to go stomp the piss out of it. So I was looking at other places because I knew I needed to move. It's not a healthy situation here for me. It's not safe, and I needed to go. So I started putting 80% of my paychecks aside every time I got paid. So I was basically, only time I was like buying like new makeup and stuff was when I sold something on Depop, or I haven't had any sales on my website in months. So it definitely wouldn't have been a website sale, but mainly when I was selling stuff on Depop, I was using that money to like buy certain things for myself. Um, so the majority of the money that I had, because Jason has bills, he has rent and a child and groceries and utilities, and I don't have any of that. So it was easier for me to put money aside to do this, to move, and then we would figure out his job after that, whatever the case came down to. So I went into this doing all the financing and stuff on my own with a different lender, which sent me socks, which was kind of awesome. But come to find out, the lender that I had chose, he works for a big firm, but he's brand new out of school. So he was like new. Yes, there's a lot of racism in the South, Casey. So there was a lot of like red flags and stuff when trying to deal with him, and that he wasn't licensed in certain states, and he was willing to go get licensed in other states, but he's legit brand new. And when we finally settled on Georgia, I started looking at Georgia, and I found a realtor there and like really hit it off with her. Um, it was one of those things that she was like, wait a minute, your lender's like brand new, and I didn't know that. So we decided to go with somebody that she knew and trusted, that helped her when she bought her house this past summer. And it's been a smooth ride for the most part with the people that I'm working with the lender, with their offices, and getting things done. Like, they're on the ball. The housing market is absolutely insane right now. And so when you find something, you have to get on it within 48 hours or less, because usually houses go on under contract within the first couple of days. One of the houses that had just gone on the market like Saturday night, we saw it Sunday morning, and by Monday morning, it was under contract. Like, things moved that quick. So those were the things that we had to take into consideration. And when she said Friday, I was legit, had just gotten to the gym. She's like, hey, can you come up here this weekend? And I'm like, and I already knew how long of a drive it was going to be. So I worked out at the gym for like 20 minutes and came home and started like freaking out, tearing apart the motorcycle to get things ready, because that's a long haul drive. It's 400 miles. So I put the charger on the bike and checked the fluids, and then realized I couldn't get the bike out. So I had to get my dad to agree to help me move all that shit out of the way, like for me to be able to get out of it, out of the garage Saturday morning. Packed my bag, got a shower, freaked out again. So there was a lot involved in that. And then I got on the motorcycle Saturday morning, like several hours after I should have. I should have just used my best judgment and got on the road early. By the time I got to Georgia, it was freezing, like legit 32 degrees outside. It was like 70 when I left Florida. Got caught in the rain for half of the trip. And because the motorcycle's running rich right now, which I need to get it in the shop, it was going through a tank of gas every 100 miles. So instead of it getting like 200 plus miles to a tank, it was only getting a half that. Also, going 100 miles an hour on I-75 kind of had something to do with that. So I was booking it down the road, because I wanted to get there before dark, and I knew it was a 6 or 7 hour trip. I don't know what that means, Casey. Could you explain what you mean by that? Here, I'll put it on the screen. I'm gonna step over here for a really quick to blow me nose. Casey.
he's typing.
I was gonna say he must be because I don't see no. I'm so used to having like the little dots on the screen when people are typing. Just a word to the wise: when you are using a chat version of support for a company, and you start typing in chat, we can see usually what you're typing before you send it. Just so you know. So if you go to cuss somebody out on your chat screen behind your keyboard, we'll see that before you even hit enter or delete it out. And I've seen both cases happen. Well, right now everybody's trying to move out of the city. So the thing is that the interest rates are super super low right now for mortgages, even for an FHA loan. They're super low. Like my mortgage rate with Jason is lower than my dad's rate ever was, and he's refinanced. When he still had a mortgage on the house, he had refinanced and he couldn't get below like 6%. And my dad has really good credit. So
Yeah.
um, the fact that we have a lower interest rate on our mortgage than he did is very telling.
Yeah.
And the house is pretty comparable price wise. So we're not, and we're in a fixed rate. And I know you work in the finance field, right, Casey? Do you do stocks and investments, or do you? I know it was something financial. If you don't mind saying it in chat, what kind of work you do for a living? Because I know you only work like 6 months of the year, and then you travel the rest of the time. But I didn't know. I know you said it was in the finance type industry, but I didn't know exactly what you did. Jason, is that a floofy pillow on your bed? Are
A
you
floofy pillow.
are you using a floofy pillow? Not the squashy one?
Squash.
Aw.
No,
You're
it's just
using
decoration.
Oh.
I don't actually use them. My flat one is underneath them.
Oh, is that what's under the blanket? Okay. Here I got my hopes up. You were finally gonna retire that poor pillow.
Nope.
Well, if you move with it, we're gonna have to wash it. Poor
No, I'll
thing.
just get a
Maybe
new
it'll
one.
No, maybe well, I have plenty of pillows. You know that. But like if you want to keep it, we'll wash it. Maybe it'll floof it up some. Because washing pillows and putting them in the dryer kind of fluffs them up a little bit.
Yep.
So yeah, he works with stocks. See, I don't know much about stocks and bonds and that stuff. And I have two investment portfolios. I've got one through Acorns that I use, and then I have one that's my 401k. And I don't touch any of that stuff. I don't know anything about it. Jason knows that stuff. I don't.
A little.
Yeah, but you know a whole lot more than I do.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so the question number two, I think I covered it, but it says, is it somehow affordable question mark deal question mark? So I don't know how to answer that, Jason. How would you answer that?
Yeah, it's affordable. I mean, we got approved for
412,000.
twice as much money as the house is actually worth, and we went for something that was affordable instead of trying to max out that loan,
Yeah.
which would have
Yeah, with
really
closing
strapped us.
costs and everything included, the lender said we could go up to 412,000, which is a lot of fucking money. A lot. I mean, in my opinion, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
And actually, I want to see what the down payment would have been required for that, because like I don't even know.
a lot.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my calculator. So like $15,000 is what we would have had to put down,
Yep.
and then also for the earnest money, we would have had. I would have had to have 6,000, a little over $6,000 in cash
Yep.
to even get the contract started, and I didn't have that much. I had half that. So initially, what I had done was, because I've been working for StarTech for, almost a year now, or more, what, 8 months, 9 months, something like that. I got hired in April. Um, I was like, the first couple of months, I was like blowing my paychecks on, makeup and clothing and trips to New York and stuff, and an Apple Watch and AirPods. So I, oh, and I bought new glasses with my money from my paychecks and stuff. So, I mean, I did kind of splurge because it had been so long since I had had like regular money that I kind of went balls to the wall buying stuff. And I haven't bought anything that I like really regretted. So it's all things that I knew I would like use or need kind of thing. And I got eyelash in my darned eye. Good thing I'm not wearing any makeup right now, huh? I was gonna film makeup before this, but I said fuck it. So, hello?
So, Bobby,
Who?
I'll talk to him later.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. It might be about Amy.
He's probably checking on me about Amy. I
Okay.
haven't got out to the hospital yet, so
No, you'll do that after we
after
stream.
this, yeah.
Yeah. And then you'll have to tell all of us what's going on because I'm a little concerned for her myself, even though I've never met her. So, when, what was it? August, I started getting real serious about saving money because I had put a timeline on myself for January 1st. And how I had come to that date was Jason's lease is up January 1st. So I had got in my mind that I wanted to start the moving process by January 1st so that I could be moved out of here the first of the year. Well, in Georgia, things move a little bit quicker than what I was anticipating, but I started putting money aside in August. So 80% of my paychecks, every paycheck, were going into my savings account. I would put half in my savings account, which earns almost nothing in interest. And then I'd put the other half in my investment account through Acorns. And I started doing that to get returns and stuff on money. So it's not just sitting in the bank earning absolutely nothing. Thankfully, I have a pretty conservative market portfolio, so it's not like I would lose everything. So I wanted to make sure that the money I put in there was semi-safe, which is why I also did half and half. I did half in the savings account that I know wouldn't go anywhere, and half of it in the Acorns account, so I knew I could be earning dividends on it. And since August, I've earned like 10 or 12 bucks, which is 10 or 12 bucks that I didn't have to earn. I got cat hair on my lip now. Really? Yeah, no, I went to the bank and transferred money um, Thursday for part of the down payment, and then Jason's doing the rest of it when we close. All the rest of that'll be handled, um, or before we close. But anyways, he's handling the other side of it. So I did half, and he's doing half. And that was one thing that I wanted to, um, for anybody on his side, family, friends, whatever, that want to run their mouth about me. Um, Jason's not putting any more money into this house than I am. So I know that there's probably been some concern about me taking advantage. Um, and some things have been said that are completely out of context. Um, so I want to just set the record straight here is that we agreed to go into this with 50% each. So, like, he puts in some of the required deposit and I put in some of it. Now, granted, when he does the majority of his part of the deposit and stuff, I may get my money back, which in turn we're going to take that money and put it back in the house. So it's not like he is paying everything or I'm paying everything. We're legit going into this together. So I know that there's been some things said on both sides where, like, my dad's like, well, if he wants you to do this and he needs to pay that kind of thing. And I'm like, look, we're trying to do this 50-50. That's how a relationship should work, is that it should be a partnership, not a sugar daddy situation, because that's definitely not what this is. So I wanted to be very clear about that when it came to who's bringing what into the house or the relationship part of whatever. Um, I'm not taking advantage of him. He's not taking advantage of me. And I want to make sure that that's perfectly clear. I'm not using him as an escape either. Just because stuff is rough here, I've been through much worse. And even though my tolerate level is at the maximum, I could still live here for another 10 years and put up with it and just learn how to ignore it. Um, but I don't want to have to do that because I don't want to be here another 10 years. Um, so, there's that. And do you have anything to say on the side of that, Jason, or to clarify?
Not really. We're going into this equally, so it's pretty 50-50, making it work. So
Well, the other thing is that I want to verbally stipulate for anybody that may watch this, or lurkers, as you very well know that they are. Um, I have never, nor will I ever, exclude anybody's children from this equation, be it mine or his or anybody else's. So there's plenty of room for any concerned parties to reside within the new location if they so wish. And I don't want anybody to think that we are excluding anybody, because we're not. And it's going to be 100% up to them to make that decision. And if my daughter calls me one day and says, hey, mom, I'm homeless, can I move in? I'm going to say yes, because that's my child. Yes, they're an adult. Yes, they're grown. Yes, they're on their own. But if something happens and they need to come home, okay. Now there's going to be rules and regulations, and like paying your own way and getting a job and helping out with bills and stuff like that. That's going to be a requirement for my children if they ever want to come live. And I don't think that that's unreasonable. Um, you're living in a household, you're using utilities, you're eating food, taking up space. You should be required to pay those things as an adult. Um, but I don't want anybody to think anybody's being left out. And I'm being as blunt and as straightforward as I can about that, because I know that that has also been a concern. And I'm being vague for a reason, but I just want to put it out there so that everybody knows. Jason?
yeah, pretty much what you said. Everybody's welcome, and we're not going to exclude any part of the family. We'll take care of them, get them back up on their feet, and with luck, let them,
Become
I
productive adults.
yes,
Adulting is hard. I understand. I don't want to adult most of the time.
yes.
You know, adulting is
We'll be
like,
the safety net that helps them catch them before they crash out completely, get them back
yeah.
on their feet, and
The best part about adulting is the fact that you can wake up and eat a slice of cake for breakfast in the morning. The bad part about being an adult is knowing that if you don't eat the entire cake within a few days, it's going to go bad. So you have to eat it every morning for breakfast just so you can make sure it doesn't go bad. But the bad part about that is if you don't eat your cake fast enough, it's going to go bad and all that money is going to be wasted for that perfectly delicious cake. So adulting can be very hard. There are some mornings you wake up and you don't want to eat cake for breakfast. And then the next day goes by and you're like, oh shit, I forgot to eat cake for breakfast this morning. And then you think about it, but then you also forget to eat cake that day. And then the next day it's spoiled and you can't eat it anymore. So now you were out the money for that cake. So adulting can be rather hard.
Okay.
Especially when you run out of coffee. And both of y'all's is too lazy to go to the store to go buy coffee. So you both sit there and bitch about it while you drink your cup of tea because you're out of coffee.
Oh, well, I always have to stock up on it.
I told you the rule of the house is it's a sin not to
Yeah.
have coffee in the house. Yeah, that's a requirement. Just like the toilet lid needs to be down,
Okay.
lid and seat. Not just the seat needs to be down, but the seat and the lid.
Okay.
So house rules. And this
I'll get
this is
there.
not this is not a maid. So for those of you that have ever wondered how things work in my household, or at least when I've lived on my own, hell, even here, if I cook dinner and I tell you that there's dinner on the stove or in the kitchen, do not expect me to fix you a fucking plate and bring it to you because this is a self-service house and you will go get it your damn self. If I took the time out of my day to make dinner, you will go serve yourself because I am not your maid.
Yep.
I have this plaque thing that somebody gave me, and it's a chicken, and it says, "This chick's had it. Serve yourself" or something, and it's a big white chicken that I used to have hanging over my stove because people would come over to my house. And I would make dinner or whatever, and they'd be hanging out. And it's kind of like the friends that hang out when it's dinner time so that they can get a free meal. And then they go sit on your couch and they're like, and you're like, what are you doing? Oh, I was waiting for you to bring me a plate. I'm like, well, you're going to be waiting an awful long time because that ain't going to happen. So,
I've always had the rule that if one person cooks, the other person has to clean,
well, see, that's a
has
good
to wash
motto.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's what
See,
I've always done.
when I cook or bake, it's clean as you go. So, like, if well, when I especially when I was at your house, if you notice, like, I'll get a whole bunch of shit out and get things started, and then I start putting stuff away before we've even like halfway finished.
Yeah, I still do that
I'll be like, oh
myself,
shit,
but
it still needed. Yeah.
there's always pots and stuff left over. But
Yes.
the idea is the other person, in
My
return for the
ideal
meal,
is
you you clean.
somebody's washing dishes and the other person's harassing the person washes dishes. I mean, it makes dishwashing more fun.
Yeah, well, there you go. Could do that too.
Okay, so next question is looks like pure nature is the house within a park. Park part of it, well,
No, it's not in a park.
wait, it is. It's in a community inside a city. It's technically outside city limits like we are here,
Hmm.
and everything there is like nature wide. So most of the houses are on an acre or more, and there is access to the lake and local parks and picnic tables and walking trails and ATV trails and stuff like that are also there. Um,
So there's a lot of woods around the house. That's why
yes,
it kind of looks that
the
way.
whole house is basically the whole front yard. Like at the road, you can't barely see the house. So if you're standing at the road looking at the house, there's a wall of pine trees, and then there's bushes on the other side of that, right on the road frontage. So it blocks most of the house. So if you stand in the driveway, you can see the house from an angle. But again, also the other road frontage here, because the house is technically on a corner, is 20 feet of woods. And then behind the house is like 30 feet of woods. And on the other side of the house is like 2.5 acres of woods. So the front yard is pretty open. There's some beautiful grass in the property. And then the backyard is fully fenced. So they've got a couple of squirrel feeders in the backyard. And Jason, remind me to share with you. I don't know if you saw it. There was this squirrel feeder. There was this squirrel doing his damnedest to get at a bird feeder, but the people that had the bird feeder installed, because it was on a dual shepherd's hook, they were real slick about how they did it. They had this like cone piece installed most of the way up the pole so that the squirrel would climb up the pole and bash his head on the pole on the
Yeah.
thing. I was like, that's the smartest thing I've ever fucking seen for a bird feeder. So we're gonna have to get one of those, or I'll have to figure out how to make one, and I'll probably need to buy a small welding machine so I can make it. But yeah, that was fucking genius. But like he beamed himself every time he tried to get a run and jump at it. He beamed the hell out of himself. And the guy doing the voiceover was fucking hilarious, and I about died laughing. Actually, you know what? Now that we're on stream, let me see if I could. It was on Twitter, I think. It was either Twitter or Facebook. Okay, so while I'm looking for this, it says number 4, where's the next bigger city? And Jason, would you like to answer that?
Atlanta, which is about 40 minutes away.
Yeah, 38 minutes south of Atlanta, unless you are worried about traffic, and then add another half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yep.
And then the number 5 says, can you do your job from there?
Yeah. Definitely will be able to.
Okay. Here it is. I'm going to get it pulled up. Whoops. What the hell is this? That's not what I clicked. Okay. So I'm going to try and share my screen. You know what? I'm going to move it over here. That way I can still see. And you guys should be able to see the screen. That's all the technical stuff. Well, technically, we're only like half an hour, 38 minutes from Orlando, but traffic and stuff makes it about an hour trip to Orlando. So it's not much further than I'm at now. Okay, so this is a video here, and I about died laughing. It's a minute long, and we're going to watch it. If I can figure out how to make this thing bigger.
Oh man, they got the good seeds. Ow! Let me get up here, man. Who would put this contraption in the way of food? I got a hard enough problem living out in the wild, man.
Okay, now that I've got it big enough, y'all can see it. I will play this again. This is fucking hilarious. It's from some TikTok user. It looks like IH8RXCKXTXR.
Oh man, they got the good seeds. Ow!
If you watch on the ground, the birds and stuff fall out every time.
In the way of food. I got a hard enough problem living out in the wild, man. I'm gonna just have to aim a little higher, get my trajectory right. Okay, I think I got it.
Look, he's right here. Uh-oh, I fucked. Hang on. I think I hurt my esophagus.
Aim a little higher, get my trajectory right. Okay, I think I got it.
No, it's just lagging.
Yeah, because you're streaming. You're streaming, plus you have my stream coming into your stream.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right, let me get my hops on.
Let me get my hops on. I hit my head on that one. That one hurt.
All right, that's about 8 squirrels high. Okay. All right. I'm going to try this again.
I'm going to try this again.
If I just aim right, you just got to aim. Here, go. Got it.
That fucker would not give up. Look at this shit.
No seeds left, but no animal out here, man.
I'm sorry. I had if that is not the funniest shit ever. I guess we could do this. No, the other way was better.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna see if I can grab a link for it because that was fucking hilarious. I have watched this so many times. This is what I was watching after I said I was going to bed.
I Of course.
And I just fucking laid in bed. I just laid in bed and fucking died laughing. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. My friend Tanya is the one who posted it. I was like, yeah, I'm an adult, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that shit wasn't funny. No, I don't know. I don't know what was funnier, the actions of the squirrel itself or the voiceover of the guy doing commentary on the squirrel's actions. So
It's the comments.
he's like, I'm finna try this again. Well, hang on. Like he fucking. I don't. You could tell that the camera was moved, so it was probably a different day. So he probably gave up that day, but he came back the next day, and they're like, you know what, this motherfucker. Let's just catch this from a different angle. And it's funny if you watch it. Every time he goes to leap out of that bush onto the bird feeder, all the little sparrows and stuff, the wrens that were on the ground, they like go, and they vanish, and the squirrel's like hurrah-boying it to the bird feeder. It's the small things in life that make me happy, man. It's just, I thought that was fucking hilarious. Okay, so back to questions. Let's see, number 6. What's about your father? He now has to live alone with your shit brother. Yes, he does. um, so yes, Dad's none too happy that I'm moving at all. He keeps telling me that I need to stay and that we're moving too quick and that I need to save up more money and there's no point in me needing to move and that moving too soon and it's too fast and it's this and it's that and it's a Jason, what word would you use to describe those actions? Because I'm at a loss for words here.
Negative, I guess.
I was thinking another word.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, negative definitely fits. Derogatory. I think he just is afraid that he's going to lose his mate. And even though he joked last night about that Walmart thing, how much you want to bet he's actually serious about it? I've been here for more than 10 years, Casey. Damn straight he's fucking used to me. Okay,
Yeah.
so number 7, any shops like Walmart close to the house. So let me actually look that up. I know that there is a Publix within an 8-mile drive of the house, and there is a Walmart over in McDonough, which is like 15 minutes out. I think there's one in the town that we're moving to. I'm waiting on Google Maps. Okay, so because this is pretty country out here, but it does lead to some of the other areas. While I look this up, the next question is, do you still have to work on the house? Jason, you want to take that one?
There shouldn't be too much immediate work. The two big things were leaks, and they're supposed to get them repaired before we move in. So, what else was there? The roof they're also supposed to fix.
Yeah,
Some
but
loose.
the leaks are things that I could do. Just if your kid
Yeah,
is.
but it'd be nice to
It's
have
minor.
them knock it out before we have to deal with it. 'Cause that's a whole bunch of tools and other stuff we got to collect and bring out there.
Okay, so it's weird. It's not showing me a lot of stuff. Okay, so there's a Walmart Supercenter, but it doesn't tell me how far away it is. There's Tractor Supply, Ace Hardware, Publix.
What is Publix like? That's
It's a grocery
supermarket.
store.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a straight up grocery
supermarket.
store. They also have like a pharmacy and stuff there, which will be nice because then I can just move my prescriptions from my Publix to this Publix.
Okay.
There is a Pilgrim Steakhouse. There is a Cracker Barrel nearby, Southern Fusion Cafe, something called a Tanger Outlet, whatever the fuck that is. There's another Publix supermarket nearby, Los Portales Mexican Bar and Grill. There is a reservoir and boat ramp nearby, a bazillion fucking churches. Like, and I'm not fucking joking, there is a bazillion churches. Just, okay, within the distance of the house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 that I can see right here marked on, 5. And there's a Sam's Club not too far. There's an Aldi and a Kroger, which is funny because Kroger is owned by the same company that owns Publix. So why there's a Kroger near a Publix store, I don't know. Kind of stupid.
It's a tactical thing.
Yeah.
They put high price and low price shops to kind of keep competition away.
I don't see a Lowe's nearby though. Or did I? Well, there's Tractor Supply and Ace Hardware. I see a Home Depot over here, but I absolutely will not shop at Home Depot. There's another Walmart over here on 41. There's a small airport. Another Tractor Supply. There's another Home Depot next to a Kroger further down. There's a Dodge place nearby. A barbecue. The Blind Pig Barbecue. That sounds interesting. Fire and Ice Pizza and Ice Cream. There's like $12 Generals near it.
Fire and ice
Yeah.
cream?
No, Fire and Ice Pizza and Ice Cream. Pizza is
Yeah,
the fire.
go figure.
Ice would be the ice cream. Yeah. So, yeah. Let's see. The next question is: does it anything included like fridge, washing machine, furniture? So the stove is a countertop stove. It's got brand new granite countertops. So yes, the stove is there. Then it has a wall oven. There's a dishwasher and a fridge in the kitchen. They are taking, from what I understand, their microwave, the washer, and the dryer. But all the main kitchen appliances and stuff are staying in the house.
Yeah, okay.
Because that was what he asked. And then it says, when was the house built? 1987 is when it was built. And it says, is there already a schedule for the move? So Jason, I'll let you answer that one.
We're moving some stuff. Like a lot of Rebecca stuff is going down there.
Up.
In
Up.
in December when we do the So when we do the closing, a lot of Rebecca stuff is going there, and then my stuff will be following after that as I get stuff organized up here.
So what the plan is is we're going to rent a vehicle because number one, being on the motorcycle for that many hours to drive up there last weekend, it's still painful to do this. Doing this, the entire back of my arm it burns like I worked out too hard. Also, this is also painful because I was in position with my hand on the throttle legit the whole fucking way, minus stopping for gas. So my forearm is still really sore, and the back of this arm, oh my god, I had to take this hand off the handlebars more times than I can think of to try and massage my arm through my jacket and all my layers because my skinny ass was freezing. Well, not so skinny anymore, but my arms are still skinny. Um, because it was just, you can't let go of the throttle, because if I let go of the throttle, I dropped 20 miles per hour like that. Now, granted, the only time I did that was when I saw Popo. And so, yeah, it was a long haul drive for me. I think it was like 413 miles there and back. Well, 413 miles there and then 413 miles back home. So it was a lot of motorcycle riding. No, I did like 800 and something miles. Actually, I'd have to go turn the bike on and look. It was over 800 miles that I did in a weekend. I never want to go that many miles in a weekend ever again. My butt cheeks hurt, my thighs hurt, my lower back was burning. This part of my shoulders on my back were burning because you're in a position. Let me back up so you can see me better. I was in this position most of the way. I mean, this arm I could, there were even times when I took my hand off here and put it behind my back just so I could give my shoulder some break. So this part of my shoulder is still a little bit sore. The upper part of my back is still really sore. I tell you, it's like I feel like somebody just took a baseball bat to me and was like, whap, 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 right on my fucking back, man. That was a lot of miles. So, yeah, I don't think Jason wants to drive up there. Number one, with me driving at 100 miles an hour with him behind me for that many miles. So we're going to be renting a car to go up there to do the signing. And we're going to be there for a couple of days to make sure that, internet and all that kind of fancy stuff is installed at the house. And then we'll be driving back home, Sunday. So that because we have work Monday. And then I'm in my final training, like either the week that we go up there to sign or the week after. So the week that leads up to Christmas for, most of the population, people that celebrate Christmas, that week is when I'm going to be renting a big moving truck and then having all my stuff put in it. And then that Friday, which is Christmas Eve, after work, we'll be getting on the road to move up there. And then we legit have Saturday and Sunday to get desks and computers and stuff set up before Monday morning when I have to go back to work. And then we're going to have to rent another car to take Jason from the house to the airport so that he can fly back to New York. Unless you want to hang out with me till New Year's, dear. But I mean, you have packing of your own to do.
Yep.
We haven't decided that, but that is my game plan right now. So December 16th is when we sign the papers. And then by Christmas, Christian Christmas, I'll be in the house. And then Jason will follow after that, because getting me set up there will be fine. But then I'm going to have to fly to New York at some point, and we're going to have to rent a truck and have all his stuff packed in that, and then drive that down. And then, so that'll be fun. And it's less driving for me to get to Georgia than it's going to be from New York to Georgia. So we're both going to have to be in the truck in order to do that trip because we're both going to need to drive. Because, I mean, I can drive there in 6 hours, but you shouldn't spend more than 8 hours or 10 hours driving in one stretch, anyways. So we're going to have to flip drivers out unless we stop somewhere. I don't even know. Let me look at that, Jason, because like I don't even know.
The drive from Georgia to there.
Well, New York just got a new spelling. It has a Q in it now. 14 hours and 33 minutes, 912 miles. So, I mean, we could do it in one stretch, but I mean, it's up to you if we do it in one stretch, but we're both going to be tired after work for Friday. You know, and then we're going to have to rent a truck, have that loaded by somebody, and then get on the road. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Either that or we'll have to like hire people to pack everything up like Saturday morning when we're both not at work, depending on how long that would take, and then get on the road Saturday. I mean, you can take off from work. I can't. Not that early.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of logistics and stuff that we got to work out and figure out.
Yeah.
So that stuff we don't have. I mean, for his side of things, either way, I'm going to have to fly up to New York to take care of things with him because of the fact that I know how long of a drive it is from here to there. But also to get from New York to there is going to be twice as long of a trip. And I don't want him driving that on his own. I don't feel comfortable with making him do that. Plus, it would be easier with two of us that can drive so that we can switch out if one of us gets too tired or something. So, I mean, logistically, that makes better sense to me. So we answered number 11.
Okay.
Number 12 says, I know there wasn't enough time for you and Jason during his stay in Eustis. Did you already speak about this problem? Oh, you're talking about when he was here last? Yeah, that was a rough week for me. It was rough for both of us because I had just come off of food poisoning. I had been sick for days before he got here. So I had only been eating solid food for what, a day and a half by the time you got here for my birthday.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I was still not doing the best. And then I was cranky and tired, and I was working 10 plus hours of overtime each week on top of my 40-hour work week. So it was a lot of, I was still working while he was here, and then I just heard a car door. He was working while he was here. So we were both working, and there was a lot of like, our schedules were completely opposite. So he would stay up, like he usually is awake till 1:30, and I work until like 2:30, but he was staying up late and then having to be up by 8:30 in the morning, and I'm usually going to bed at 8:30 in the morning. So we were like completely missing each other. So there was a lot of like stress and stuff involved. And then I jammed my finger, and if you look, my finger still isn't right. So this finger here it's still swollen and crooked compared to the other finger. You can definitely tell that there's something wrong with this finger. They x-rayed it. It is not broken, but it still hurts. And it's been over a month since, actually it's been almost 2 months since this happened, and I'm still having problems with it. So that's fun. But also, like, I was tired and wore out when we went to go swimming and stuff for the springs. And I was not in the best of moods that day. I was not. I woke up and chose violence. And then we did have a big conversation that night. And Nadine's like, well, maybe you should wait till he goes home. I'm like, nope, it's my birthday. He has to answer me. So there was a lot of miscommunications or things that I misunderstood that whole trip. But like the adults that we are, we talked about it and hashed it out. And I said my piece and he said his piece. And we, you know, we both understood that there are going to be times in which we're going to not like each other very much and be mad about something that is completely asinine. So, and then they're going to throw a hissy fit about it and be grumpy for several days. And then isolate and don't talk to people and then just kind of stew on it and then blow up. So, and I know I have those problems, and Jason's so fucking laid back. He's like, okay. And when I want to talk about it, he's there. And he's calm and chill, which sometimes can piss me off even more because, like, I don't know how he does it. Like, if I'm like way up here angry wise and he's like way down here going, and you're like, yeah. But that's how I am. Having bipolar is not always the easiest to get along with. And I might seem normal to people, but there's a lot of things that a lot of YouTubers don't talk about. Like, I am bipolar type 2. I have OCD. I have ADHD. I have borderline personality disorders. I have defiance disorder. So, you know, I have all of these issues, and it takes a lot every day for me to maintain being semi-normal. And there are days in which I just can't handle myself and I just piss myself off and want to scream and rip my own hair out and kick my own ass. So I can only imagine what he goes through. Right, Jason?
Yep. That's why I kept giving you room. You took it as something else, but I was just kind of like, okay, you're snipping at me at everything I do. I'm stepping back.
Yeah. But you did something that surprised me that weekend, because I kept harassing you, and I know I need to quit doing the petty digs because I picked it up from.
Yeah.
But you finally like put me in my place, man. And I'm like, oh, I think I said okay then, and I went back to what I was doing. Like, you legit put me in my fucking place, and I'm like, it stopped me in my tracks.
I could take so much, and then I'm going to snap.
Yeah, but like,
and I will talk back.
Nobody ever does that to me. Like, legit, it surprised me because it's a pleasant surprise. Don't get me wrong. It's just I'm not used to that. So the fact that you could stand up to me in that instance was I think what surprised me the most. So I commend you for that. Okay. You're normally pretty calm and chilled, and till I pick at you too much, and then you just tell me to fuck off, and I'm like, damn, kudos for growing some balls, man. Like, I'm a lot to handle. I am. I have a mouth and I have absolutely no problem using it. And I offend people because I have a mouth and I have absolutely no problem using it. But sometimes I'm a bit much. That's why I was single for so long, because I'm fucking picky. I'm completely ignoring Casey in chat. I try to be Casey. I try to be a good person. It doesn't always translate very well. There's things that I say that people misconstrue. And, you know, if they have that problem, then they can just flat out ask me and I'll just tell them. I try and do the right thing. What I say may not always be politically correct, but I try my best not to offend people and keep an open mind about things. Yeah, and Jason's very calm and relaxed and awesome. He puts up with me very well. Like, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of things about me that like just annoy the piss out of you.
No, not at all.
Bullshit. I call bullshit on that one.
Now you could get some stuff wrong every once in a while, and then it's just kind of
No, I go off in the
don't go
left field,
back.
take off, and don't come back.
Oh yeah,
You gonna you gotta
yep,
reel me back in. Okay, calm down. Stop overthinking things. But but no, stop it. Yeah, I have problems with that. Okay, so the next question, number 13. Are you still or again in a close contact? What do you mean by number 13, Casey? Are you still or again in close contact?
was that related to the one before that?
That was the one
Oh,
about the misunderstanding thing. So maybe
right.
that's.
So they're connected.
Oh,
So
okay.
yes, we're moving it together. I think
Yeah. So yeah, number 14 says
they're
you and
kind
are
of
planning
close.
to move in together. So yeah, yeah, that's coming sooner rather than later. And then it says, will you return to New York for a short visit? And the answer to that we already answered because yes, because I have to go help
Yes.
him, pack and drive, and I've only driven in New York once, and that was to get from an airport to the highway in a vehicle that had exhaust fumes coming right back into the vehicle. So we were like killing ourselves basically driving down the road.
Yep. I think I'm going to be up and down to New York quite a bit.
Yeah, he'll be down for a couple of weeks till we get things situated and whatnot, and then it'll be his turn to go home and pack and
Do stuff, and then I have to come back up in April, and then again later on in the year.
yeah.
There's a
So
couple events and stuff going on that I got to take care of. So we'll be
yeah,
back
we'll
and
be
forth.
back, and we'll probably go back together um, once we like finally fully move in together and stuff. We'll definitely go back together, and maybe if he'll finally take me to the cheesecake place in Chinatown because I didn't make it to Chinatown.
Yep.
So um, then what are the pros and cons of Georgia? I'm gonna let you answer that. I'm gonna run and go potty really quick because my coffee won't.
The pros and cons. It's a place we have together. It's inexpensive. The cons, I'm not really sure of. I'm kind of going to experience that as I go. With luck, I won't face too much uh, crap in the area, but I think it'll be fine. I think a lot of it's just blown up in news to make it bigger than it actually is. You have nutcases, but they're kind of on the fringe. You don't really run into them. Uh, and it's warmer down there, so I think that'll help. Um, and we'll actually own a place, so it'll be nice to have that freedom without having to worry about landlords and other such. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know if you have any other questions. I'm kind of stumped on any other pros and cons. Well, I guess the other con of just being away from my kid. It is a bit of a distance, and they're not moving down with me. They're supposed to be moving in with friends, but we'll see when that happens. Um, so I'm well. They have to sell news, so it's always going to be negative, and they're always going to take pictures of the loudest, noisiest, most entertaining people rather than the reasonable people that surround them. So
You see Jason?
he's not getting pet by me. He doesn't care.
He's like the floor is down.
Yes, he
Down.
wants the floor.
Hey. Oh, but it's purring. I'm just gonna squish it and pet it. Call it George. Hi, George. Yes, the floor is down there. He's like, huh? Huh? Oh, the floor's over here. Okay.
Yes. He wants down. He's had enough.
He was waiting at the bathroom door when I went in to go pee, so I
Oh.
figured I'd snag him on the way out.
Okay.
You know, I might like my coffee, but there's a downside to drinking coffee. You constantly have to pay rent on this stuff.
Yep.
So, pros and cons for me of Georgia. One, it's a whole new state. Con would be it's North Georgia, so it's a whole lot colder than like South Georgia. Oh, there's two people in here. Hello, we have a new viewer. Welcome to the stream.
No, that's probably me.
Oh, are you watching it?
Yeah, I was trying to tweak settings, so that's probably me. Or this too.
Oh, now it went away. You scared him off, Jason.
Yep. I closed out the windows.
Well, I've got the back end of it open. I mean, you can watch it on the other thing. I mean, remember, I get AdSense for that. So, I mean, you could be playing it. Oh, that reminds me. Sorry, somebody just sent me a message on Facebook. I had to answer.
Okay.
So, I mean, for me, I don't know much about Georgia. It's going to be a completely different state. It's going to be a new learning experience. The temperatures are going to be colder for me. Going to be a whole lot warmer for Jason. Even the trees are different. So it's a whole different growing zone. So I'm going to have to learn all that stuff before I can even think about putting a garden or something in. So a lot of unknowns for me moving to Georgia. Then, pros versus cons technically. The next one says the state system, is it better than Florida? I don't know. I think it's still a red state, so probably not. What do you think, Jason?
I don't think it's trying to change, but
there's a bunch of grumpy old white people
yeah,
that are still in power. So
yeah, I think they shot themselves in the foot by telling their followers not to vote. So even though they're doing all this stuff to prevent other people from voting, they just told all their people not to vote either. So
well, it's also
it's
illegal.
all going to be.
It's illegal in Georgia if you're standing in line to vote for something. It's illegal to pass water to a colored person.
Yeah.
So you can hand it to a white person and be okay, but if you hand it to somebody that's a color other than white, it's not okay. So it's illegal in the state to give water to people waiting in line to vote if they are of a particular skin color. So that's pretty shitty if you ask me. And the funny thing is there are more non-white voters in the state of Georgia. And so it makes up a very large demographic, especially in Atlanta,
Yep.
where had 600,000 people voted in the 2016 election, that it could have flipped the state.
Yeah.
So there was a really big push for this past election to get people of color out to vote, and making sure that it drove home that you may only have one voice, but when you have a voice and somebody else has a voice and they're both screaming the same message, maybe it's going to be enough to get something changed. So I think the biggest thing for Georgia is it needs to have more solidarity with people. Even if your viewpoints are going to be different, just get out there and vote. I don't care who the fuck you're voting for. At least get your voice out there, because one vote might be all it takes to flip things over, you know, and you never know what that one vote is, whether it's yours or the next person's. So, um, oh yeah, well, this country is so fucking backwards. Everybody's like, oh, America's the greatest place on the planet. No, the fuck it's not. No. I mean, there's issues everywhere in the world where there's, you know, racism and other things going on. But the problem is the southern states are so much worse because they're like, but the Confederacy, and you're like, and they lost. But my Confederate flag should be burned. It's a symbol of being a traitor. But but the South will rise again. No, the fuck they won't. They had this piss stomped out of them a couple hundred years ago. Y'all need to stop. Um, and it's the small-minded mentality like that, which is why number one, my realtor is from Jamaica, who's amazing. Two, I made sure that we were in an area that was pretty diverse. Three, my requirement is that we were going to be in an area that would accept both me and Jason and us together, so that I don't, you know, I don't care that he's just a pink version of me. He is still legally a black man, and I am legally a white woman. So I wanted to make sure that the area in which we were moving to, the laws in the area would be okay with an interracial couple, that he wouldn't be penalized. Well, he's a black man. He's going to be penalized anyways because he's a black man. But there would be less penalties on him as a black. I wasn't talking to you. No, I'm not going to fucking breathe. Go away. Watch. Um, it knows my blood pressure is going up. It's telling me to breathe. So I was concerned about those things for him. He might not have been concerned about it because, you know, he's been black his whole life and I haven't.
No, I am concerned about it. Something I always have to worry about.
But I wanted to make sure. Utah is a Mormon state. Oklahoma is your aunt married your cousin's nephew's sister and had children with your grandfather's nephew's cousin, because you know you keeping it all in the family, like that in Arkansas and Kansas and a few of those other middle states. You got a Henry? Yeah, his son just walked in the room. Right? Hey, did you know that Betty White is almost 100? They want to declare her a national treasure. I concur. You muted yourself. I'm guessing
Yeah,
that was
not muted. Yeah, that was him coming in to check if I was hungry.
Yeah, you can always feed me.
Feed
What's
you?
he making? Yeah, what's he making?
He was ordering, I think.
Oh. Do you not have food in the house to cook?
There's sausage. Yeah, there's food here.
Uh-huh. Oh, is it that apple sausage stuff that you had last time I was there?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to buy some of that.
Yep. Chicken apple sausage. I got hooked on those things.
Absolutely no lactate in the house ever at all, period. End of story.
Okay.
That's
for Henry. So
we will find another milk alternative that Henry can use because I don't want another go around with lactate again.
Okay.
That was bad.
Yes.
I have not seen my face that swollen since when I was pregnant last. That was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Casey, I don't think Casey knows what's going on. So would you like to explain to him what that's about?
Lactate is a type of milk that, for people that are lactose intolerant, they remove the lactose from it.
And they put other enzymes and stuff in it. But tell me what happened when I was there with the lactate.
But when whatever they replace it with, or whatever the process, has a really bad reaction for Rebecca. She swelled up. She got a bad allergic reaction because I put some into. I think I was making scrambled eggs, so I put a little in there and said, it's going to be cooked. What's the worst that could happen? And then she swells up. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Gave
I
me a
didn't
heart attack.
realize how bad it was at first until Jason, I mean, he's just stared at me. And I'm like, I mean, I knew my skin felt hot and it was starting to get tight, but because I was, you know, in a whole other climate, it was colder there. I was thinking that like I was having some dry skin stuff because I'd only been there like a day or so. And oh my God, my face was so swollen. Like I could do this and give myself dimples. It was bad.
Yep.
It was really bad. I mean, I could do this and feel the fluid shake in my skin. It was pretty bad. So no lactate for me because I'm allergic.
Yep. No more for you.
We can drink white milk. We can drink chocolate milk. We can drink almond milk, soy milk, no lactate.
Yeah.
And soy milk is weird, anyways. Um,
Yeah. It bothers me when I drink it. I can't.
yeah, well, it makes me have horrible gas, like the kind that you fart and you have to run because your asshole's on fire, and then the paint peels off the wall, and you're like, oh
That doesn't happen to me, but
no, it
it's
was soy does the same thing. Like if I eat like the like dried soybeans, because I'm weird because I like to grab a handful and pop them in my mouth and chew on them. Like when I did trail mix, I used to make trail mix and stuff for my dad. So I'd buy like all these different things and then combine them into one thing for him. So he had snacky stuff to eat at work. And I tell you what, I could eat a handful of soybeans, and within 2 hours, my tummy's going.
yeah.
And then you fart, and you're like, oh my God. You're like, you're like killing yourself with it. You're like, okay, don't eat soybeans. And then, of course, you're stupid and you eat another handful, and then you're like, fuck.
The
Oh,
Will
yeah,
Smith movie.
I'm
Yeah.
allergic to
When he
shrimp
swelled
too.
up.
Yeah, yeah, I'm also allergic to shrimp, so that would also be me. Yeah, I can eat about 3 before I start to wheeze, and then it gets kind of bad. So yeah, no shrimp for me either. What the fuck are y'all doing over there making all that noise? Mama, don't you be looking at me like that. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to them. Fucking cat's over there on the scrabbling around on the couch. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck all that weird noise is. Somebody's on a magazine or something. Mama's scratching and the next one over there scratching, and they're all scratching on some sort of crinkly sounding magazine. Stop scratching your ear, Mama. Just lay down and chill out. Pretty girl. Ah. Here, let me get some incentive. Stop scratching. There's one less cat on the couch now.
I see.
Okay, so next question: is there a written contract for the house? Yes. And
Yeah, all the contracts are signed.
I've gone over everything with a fine tooth comb. I have looked at every loophole that they've got. I have looked at all the addendums that they have put out. Jason's looked at. I think you've looked at everything like that too,
Yeah.
right? We've both read everything. So yeah. When I did paralegal stuff, I always looked for loopholes in contracts because there's always a loophole in a contract. No matter how tight you build it, there's always a loophole in a contract or some sort of clause in which you can use to eke out of it, which is why I waited to tell people until after the sellers couldn't back out of it anymore. So, do you keep your room and use this? No. I mean, I could. it doesn't really matter because when I move out, I'm taking everything but like the bed, my grandmother's chair with me because everything else in my room is mine. So the mattress stays, the bed stays, my grandma's chair stays. So basically, I'm taking 2 bookcases and 2 dressers out of my bedroom and my TV and my nightstands. And then I have all my work stuff that I have to pack. My friend Nadine will be here sometime today with Chloe, and we're going to start packing books and business things that are not currently listed on Depop for sale so that I can pack up everything else and just leave out stuff that's currently listed. So it makes it easier for me to get to that stuff that's for sale so I don't have to worry about hunting it down. What? Well, hello.
It's nap time.
How are you?
I think it's nap time.
It's only 11:30, Jack.
Yeah, but this is when you normally go to
I
bed.
see what the problem is. My dad just got home.
Oh, okay.
Em, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. That's what he was fussing about. Dad's home. So, good thing I got that laundry flipped over the dryer real quick, huh? Didn't get it pulled out before he got home because it only dried for like half an hour, so it should be way done by now. Maybe he won't notice there's stuff in the dryer. So, yeah, no, I mean, other than stuff that doesn't belong to me, I don't plan on leaving any of my stuff here. So I have to go through the house and pull out like my board games and my cookbooks out of the kitchen. And there's a few things. Because there's no will, that's going to be tricky. Because I don't think there's survivorship stuff because the house is paid off. So I don't know how that would work, Casey. Well, what was you doing across the yard, Diddy?
I was looking at the fucking power line. Is that all right with you?
You know I look at the fucking power line. This one here told on you.
I don't give a fuck.
Look at the look he's giving you. Look at him.
I don't give a fuck about him either.
Aw. He started yelling, and then I saw something flash behind me, and so.
Coldwell Banker Realty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You want to sell your house? We want to buy it.
It's a file 13 thing.
I'll open it and see what the fuck.
I think I got a file 13 thing too. It accidentally fell in the trash can.
Accidentally.
Yes. It slipped right out of my hand into the trash can.
Your getaway home.
Oh, you buying another home, huh? How much do I want you to buy?
Just listed.
¿Cuánto te quiere?
Price upon request.
Oh, mira. S'il vous plaît.
Inglés.
What, I gave it to you in French and Spanish. You didn't like either of them?
Nope.
At first I thought this was a Wagner house, but it's not.
I think it's the one down the hill here. I think that's LaRoe house. The old LaRoes. I don't know if any LaRoes are still left.
34820. I don't know, that's a nice kitchen.
I think she's pretty.
She is pretty. Is she another one of those banjo player singer
Yes,
thingies?
she is. But she plays several other instruments.
Those stairs are pretty.
Yeah, it's a split level somewhere. Where does it say it is?
Right down the road, 34820. So it's got to be either down the hill or just up the hill. I think.
Like that's the one that's just down here.
Yeah,
it's on
if
the
you
other
go
side
down,
of Wagner.
if you go down the hill, well, no, because that one there, even though it's 2-story, there's a picture of the house. So this isn't the 2 that are on the other side of the Wagner's house. I think if you go down the hill, it's the house on the left-hand side
It could be.
because there's two back there. And one you can see from the road, the other one's further back. That's where the FedEx driver used to go and play that weird basketball kind of game. The one that had that weird hoop. It looks like a basketball hoop, but it ain't a basketball hoop, and the ball is like metal or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Remember he wanted you to make a pendant for him? He brought his pendant by one day and he wanted it made for somebody else. I don't remember what the hell the sport's called. Some big competitive sport, and they use a metal ball and what looks like a basketball hoop. It can be played outside or inside. I don't know about you. I wouldn't want to be pitching around some metal ball. I'd probably beam myself with it. You go to toss it and the thing goes up and goes boom. And you're like, oh fuck. Okay,
Right.
so question 20. Do you like the average temperature? Do you think it's lower than Florida? You can probably answer that. North Georgia, temperature-wise, it's going to be what, 10, 20 degrees cooler?
Probably 20, 30 degrees cooler.
Yeah.
You drove up there and you were freezing the whole time.
Well, when I left Florida, it was 70 degrees. And when I got on the road,
We had a cold front moving in.
but we also had a cold front moving, and it was legit freezing by the time I got up there. Let me pull up the Weather Channel's website, and I can look. Okay, so hello. Is IBM just going around buying up everybody? Jason?
No, they do the back end for it.
Because it says the Weather Channel, an IBM business, and same thing with the Streamlabs thing. It was an IBM business.
Yeah, they buy up a lot of stuff.
Okay, so just to give you an idea, the high today here is 76. The low tonight is 65. Tomorrow is 80 and 64. Monday 76 and 50. Tuesday 64 and 48. That's gonna be fucking cold. So basically, the day before Thanksgiving is gonna be freezing. Then we got 70 and 54, 75 and 52. So basically, early to mid 70s all the way up until December 4th, with mid to low 50s every night, temperature wise. Now, let's see, 3, 4. I gotta look, make sure I get the right zippy code. The zip code's the only thing I don't remember. I always gotta look that up.
You just do Atlanta. That's close enough.
30.
It's gonna be about 52.
Well, Atlanta's also, it's further north, so it's also gonna be a different temperature. Okay, so the high up there is 60 today, and 38 is the temperature for tonight. Tomorrow is 64 and 48.
Wait, just do today where you're at and where the new place is. It's too many numbers.
Okay, hang on.
What's the temperature there and what's the temperature in that cone? Because it sounds like it's about a 30 degree, 20 to 30 degree difference.
Isn't that what I said?
Yep. You lose it? Uh-oh.
How what? Give me a minute, I'm working.
Warmer in New York.
Oh, yeah. New York's 45 right now.
Fuck that. Okay, now. There. Now, you can see them. Okay, so the purple side is here. The blue side, which is the left-hand side of the screen, is up there so that you can see the temperature differences over the next few days. I need to be able to. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to get them level. So this way you can see just how different, like it's going to be 80 here tomorrow. At the high tomorrow is 60 flipping 4. And so they're in the 60s, late 50s, early 60s, all the way till December 4th. And we're in the early 70s to mid 70s, all the way to December 4th. Burr.
Well, you're going to invest in some sweaters.
I'm going to need a parka and some heated socks and heated gloves and a scarf for 5.
Ain't that damn cold.
60 is not cold. Bullshit.
You'll get used to it. You'll acclimate to the new temperature.
I call bullshit. So just so you can see, and it looks like it rains a whole lot more here than it does there, which is probably about accurate. We are more tropical here than they are there,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So there we go. Then the actual numbers.
Warmer in New York,
Oh yeah, I could.
warmer in Boston.
There's the temperatures for New York. So about 10 to 20 degrees colder in New York than it is in Georgia.
Yep.
And Georgia's 10 to 15 degrees colder than it is in Florida. And I'm still wearing.
Pull up Juneau, Alaska.
No, thank you.
Anchorage.
No. Because they're already in winter there.
They stay in winter.
They started winter in August.
Yep. They only get about 3 weeks that ain't real cold. But then again, there's times that the sun almost never sets.
So yeah, it's Bert. So we answered all 20 of your questions, Casey. Did you have anything else that you wanted to ask? Is there anything that we missed? Oh, that was one thing I've had people ask about, and I know you mentioned it before. Wish lists. In the description box, I tried to make sure to include all of that stuff. Let me look and make sure. It should be up on YouTube. I think it's up on YouTube. I know I made sure to put it in here. Let me click edit on here. I'll just grab them and put them. I just realized that wasn't right. 1 second. I gotta edit one of those lists because that's actually for something else. I thought I copied the right thing, but hey, I was typing there. No, go away. Fucking hate pop-ups, man. I did click add, and then your stupid fucking pop-up blocked me. something. Yeah, where did it go? You were supposed to send me an email with the link. Well, I'm gonna delete, I guess I'll delete this out because that's not accurate. So right now we have a wish list on Amazon, a registry on Walmart, and then I have a wish list on Harbor Freight. Why did it split the Harbor Freight thing? That's fucking weird. Let me do it this way. There's Harbor Freight. Uh-oh. I heard that. If Henry is up and home, why is Boo in there begging at you for food?
There's no cat in here. The door's closed. That's
Oh,
the ambulance going past.
oh, I was like, sounded like the cat meowing. Never mind. Don't mind me. I'm just on glue. Well, I still don't have the email from Lowe's. They were supposed to send me an email with the wish list link. I'll update it. Yeah, and you know, we're not too far out, but everywhere that I tried to find that had like 2 or more acres, the houses would not have passed inspection. And that was the problem that we were running into, is that we looked at a bunch of different, or I looked at a bunch of different places. I saw 14 places in one day. And I can just tell you that the places that I was looking at were not, some of them, like we walked into one and the realtor took like, she did this and she said, this won't pass inspection. And the owner of the house was actually there to do maintenance on the house. And like one of the windows was broken out and he had taped plexiglass into the hole in the window. Now, granted, he used clear packing tape to do this to make it less obvious. And the house was listed as a 2-story. Remember that? I think I called you on that one. That's the one where we went in and it had the horrendous terracotta orange color in that front hallway. And I went up the stairs and we went into what was supposed to be a 2nd story, and it's an unfinished attic. You remember that house?
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean, it was built in the 1900s, like the early 1900s. So the house was over 100 years old, but there was like so many things wrong with the house. Just walking in the front door, and she's like, this won't pass. Like, we didn't even walk any further than the front hallway, and she's like, absolutely not. So she's like, there's no point in you looking at this house knowing for a fact it will not pass an FHA inspection. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So, but yeah, he was there doing like repairs and stuff, and you like walk up steps to get onto a porch. There's no rails on nothing. The one guide rail that was on the porch steps was like this direction, and it was like hanging on by a couple of nails and was scary looking. And you walk around the corner of the front porch, and there's like a room that was being built onto the other side that they had started to frame out, but there was like no walls, no windows, no nothing on it. And like you could literally just walk off the porch and just drop to the ground. There was no like steps, no safety measures, no nothing on the porch. And she said, yeah, Georgia law requires that there be safety measures. The staircase that's in the front hallway that was leading up to the 2nd story, that wasn't technically a 2nd story.
Right.
There was a rail, but it wasn't a rail that was required by the state to be approved. So it was just like little things like that. And we saw a couple of houses. Oh God, And one of the like next to last houses that we looked at towards the end of the day, we walked into the house and I walked in and I was trying to call Jason on my phone to show him the house. And I walked in and turned around and walked right the fuck back out. It was so bad. Like within a matter of seconds, I had an instant headache. The smell in the house was horrific. And I'm so glad that Abby had me go up there so I could use this to walk around the house, because, you know, you can walk into a house and tell if it's been unoccupied for a while, whether there, I can smell mold in a home, whether there is like water damage. I can usually smell where something's wet, whether or not somebody's had animals or smoked or those kinds of things. So my nose is like super sensitive. So I'm very grateful that she was like, come up here, like now. I was like, okay, I'll get on the road in the morning. I wasn't going to argue with her. She's the boss. So one of the houses we went in, like the very first house she showed me was absolutely gorgeous. It was actually, I will post the link in chat because the house is under contract now. But we looked at this one first, and it's an Italian style villa. And oh my God, I fell in love. But then Jason's like, it's going to be a bitch to heat that. And I'm like, and I do have a vlog coming where I viewed this house is actually included in the vlog that I just uploaded yesterday. So that if you're curious to see the interior of this home, number one, it is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath. There are 2 master bedrooms in this house. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's been vacant for a while. It needs minor repairs on it. There's a pool in the backyard that looks like a pond because it's covered. This one has about 4 acres, almost 4 acres. There it is. Give me that. Okay. Now I can put it in chat so you can actually look at it. Hey, Nadine. Well, I mean, you can come on over whenever. My dad just got back home. So there's the link to the first house that she showed me. She's like, I told her that we wanted to stay around a certain price range. And the first thing she said to me when she came to pick me up that morning was like, I know you want to stay under this price or around this price, but this just hit the market last night. And I just want to show you what you could potentially get. And I'm like, man. So she takes me there, and the back door that we went in said, watch out, crazy cat, or warning, crazy cat. And I thought it said warning, crazy cat lady. And I told Jason, I said, oh, look, it's already got a sign warning people about me.
Yep.
I was like, that's a good sign. So we go in, and there's like the laundry room, and then there's a half bath. And then you walk into this huge room that has this massive heating heater thing. Like I'd never seen anything like it in this room. And then there's a humongous fucking kitchen. Like the kitchen is bigger than the room I'm in right now. And this is a rather substantial room. And the tile detailing throughout the house reminds me of what you would see in Italy. And then you walk up to like where the front door and stuff is, and there's a staircase. But off to the side, there's like this big long room that's about the size of this one I'm in, that looked like you could use it for like a TV room or family room or dining, living room, whatever. And then you walk in, there's like double doors that open, and it goes into this room that's nothing but wall-to-wall bookcases, like floor to ceiling, wall-to-wall bookcases. I told Jason, I said, I think we might actually have to buy more books. I don't think we have enough to fill all these shelves. And then you step down into another room, and there's an entire wall of ceiling to floor bookcases. And then there's huge fucking windows on this side, and there's huge windows on the other side. And the room is bigger than Jason's entire apartment. Like his entire apartment would fit into this room. And then there was a huge walk-in closet and huge bathtub they had taken the floor and like they set the tub, a humongous tub, down into the floor. So you basically just step down into the tub. And I was like, Oh, the walk-in closet was fucking huge, and that was the one master bedroom, and it was absolutely ginormous. And I was like, well, we would never need to use the upstairs because we would just live downstairs. And he's like, Jason's like, yeah, but it's going to take for like a lot of money to heat this house. I was like, we'll just use space heaters in the rooms that we're in. I said, we won't even need to go upstairs. And it was a gorgeous house. And then you go upstairs, and there's 2 bedrooms and a master bath upstairs as well, and another bathroom. So it was 4 bed, 3.5 bath, and the place was fucking gorgeous. But also, if we had picked that house, it would have raised our mortgage prices by $300 to $400 more than what they're going to be right now. So that was also a concern because we wanted to make sure that whatever house that we picked would fall within my budget. So I wanted to make sure that my paycheck every month could handle the mortgage and the utilities and stuff like that on just one paycheck. So then that means we have Jason's paycheck to help, with like buying a car and getting car insurance and, play money, groceries, whatever. So I wanted to make sure that was like my biggest concern. He wanted to stay about what he pays in New York for rent. And then I wanted to make sure that I earned enough money on my own that just in case anything happened, we were covered either way. When it comes to finances and stuff, I'm very careful about where I spend money, what I spend money on, unless I'm having a manic episode, and then you got to take my electronic devices away because I'll just blow all my money. But for the most part, I'm pretty responsible when it comes to saving money and not having debt and not having a credit card. And I mean, until this summer, I hadn't had a credit card since 1990. No, 2002. I think was the last time I had a credit card. So I would only spend money on things that I had cash for. If I didn't have cash, I wasn't buying it. And I don't like borrowing money and working off credit and stuff like that. So that was like a big thing for me, was to make sure that whatever house we got into, we had enough money for me to take care of all the major expenses. So as it breaks down with my paycheck, I make enough money to cover the mortgage, which covers a whole bunch of things inside the mortgage, the utility costs, the water cost, the garbage. And I haven't set up internet yet because I was still waiting on them to put in a cancel order for their service before I could start new service there. But when I get internet and stuff set up, once all of that stuff is done and you total everything up, I make just enough money after taxes and all the lovely things that they take out for like my health insurance and my 401k and all that kind of stuff. So once all that money, hang on a minute. Speak.
With an important message from the Health Insurance Marketplace.
The deadline to enroll in a Marketplace health plan for 2022 is approaching. Make sure you can get...
I already did my healthcare.gov stuff. Vaccine mandates. Disney addresses new legislation that would fine companies for enforcing vaccine mandates. The governor in Florida is still trying. Well, look, not only did the phone on the desk ring, but my watch also rang and it vibrates and it scared the absolute shit out of me. So, anyways, but I wanted to make sure that if anything was to happen, either with Jason's job or my job, now he makes more money than I do. So I wasn't concerned about setting a budget based on his income. I was worried about setting a budget that was based on mine so that I knew if anything happened anywhere that we would be covered in order to cover the cost of the mortgage and the utilities and all that kind of stuff. So even though I'm not paying for everything on my own, I wanted to make sure that I was able to, if necessary. So, and I am currently on my dad's phone plan. Once I move, I need to get a new phone and switch over to a new plan. So that's another expense that I'm going to have coming out of my paycheck every month. And then we need to buy a car or a vehicle. And then there's insurance involved in that. But thankfully, I have a very good driving record. And so insurance shouldn't be too god awful expensive. So there's that. But yeah, that's basically, yeah, I'm very conservative when I plan, especially when it's like financial things, and I try and give myself enough time and enough leeway. And I stress out about everything as it is. So the less stress I can cause myself, the better. I mean, you have anything to add to that, Jason? I mean, this is all stuff we've talked about. So, hey, you're mute. You're muted.
Hello.
There you go.
Oh.
Try again.
No, you pretty much covered everything. We had talked about it, and that is part of the reason we went for a more conservative price for the house, so that we had free money to get a car and be able to do repairs and actually start making a savings, so that we could deal with emergencies or
Yeah.
play money or vacations or actually doing stuff, getting out. And,
Vacation. What's that?
yeah, exactly.
I haven't had one of those since I was a kid.
I haven't had one since you were a kid.
No, because well, that was work related. I was going to say you went to India, but again, that was work related.
Yeah, it was work related. I really didn't get to.
Explore.
I think I had one day that I really kind of explored.
Yeah, and you decided to go pet a cobra.
Yep.
I probably would have too.
It's India.
I probably would have too. That was something that people haven't asked us, but I know it'll come up at some point, so we might as well just address it now. Animals. Now, granted, we're not on acreage like I had wanted to, because I wanted those, those four-legged 1,500-pound animals that go neigh.
Yes.
I wanted to get back into riding horses again and stuff, but I don't want to own horses that are not on my own property. So, which means you would have to trailer them back and forth places and board them somewhere else, and that's a whole other thing. And you don't know how people are taking care of your animals when you board them certain places. And I know here in Florida, when you board horses, there are a couple of different ways you can do it. One where you go and you feed and water and clean, muck stalls and that kind of stuff during the day on your own, or you pay somebody else to do it and do the cleaning and the feeding and grooming and that kind of stuff. And there are problems with both, to be honest. One is, what if you're too busy and you don't have time to run over and do it, and then you call them and say, hey, can you feed Nellie for the day or something? Or I'm out of town, can you feed the horse for like a week? And also you have to provide your own feed and hay and those kinds of things. But the other thing is if you're paying somebody else to do that on the regular anyways, you don't know if they're in their stall all day. You don't know if they get let out in the yard. You don't know if they get exercise time. You don't know who's doing what to your fucking horse during the day. So that was something that, and it's not right. A horse needs to have places to roam. It should not stay in its stall 24/7, 365. It's like keeping a dog in a crate every day, all day long, or chained to a fucking pole outside. It's not right. It's inhumane in my opinion. So that was one of the things I wanted for land, was so that I could get a horse. But because we're only on a little less than 2 acres, that's by law, it's not acceptable, because even Georgia has laws on minimum square footage for a horse required, and we don't have it. Now, if we could buy 3 more acres that were surrounding the property and put up a barn and something like that there, then yeah, we could do it. But there isn't another 3 acres near us that we could buy without buying a whole other house. So that's, one of the things that we had talked about. Now, granted, maybe further on down the line when we can buy more property and like either build a house that is specific to our needs or something like that in the future, way on down the line, I'll look at doing horses again. So,
Yeah.
but I am taking 2 cats with me. So Bub is going with me, and hey, where'd it go?
Bathroom, probably.
Into the hallway.
Yeah. Okay.
I can barely see him around the corner. He's staring at the floor. The floor is his friend. So I'm taking Jack, the Siamese, with me, and Bub, and then the rest of the cats are staying here because even though one of them is mine, she doesn't technically respond to me like she should, and she prefers men anyways. Even though you are a very pretty girl, Mama, you're a pretty girl. Calico, who's a pretty girl? Anyways, so yeah, she's staying here, and then her kittens are staying. Well, they're not kittens; they're like 11 years old now. So Bob is staying here, Spike is staying here, Toby is staying here, Callie, of course, is staying here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking Jack and Bub with me. So I need to get them to the vet. Now Bub is covered on rabies till like February of next year. But by law, in order to cross state lines with an animal, you have to have current vaccinations and current rabies shots for any animal crossing state lines. So I need to get them vetted before we move. So probably like the first of the month, I'm going to take them in and get that done. And then have I'm also going to have the microchipped just to be safe, just in case Bub gets out and decides to wander in the neighbor's yard and they call animal services or whatever. And I want to be safe with my animals, so I'm going to get everybody vaccinated and shot and that kind of thing before I leave, so that I know it's done, because I don't want to take any chances with my animals, and I want to make sure that they're microchipped, because I know Bub likes to wander and he does like to go outside. Now, granted, first few weeks that we're there, I don't plan on letting him outside because I'm a mean mom, and I want him to get settled before he goes wandering around. And if I do take him outside, it's going to be on a leash, because I don't want him disappearing on me and then coming all the way back to Florida, because cats do shit like that. It might take him a couple weeks, but he'll make it back here, because again, cats do shit like that. And I'd be heartbroken if that happened. So those are the current animals that we're moving with. And Jason, do you want to talk about future animals that we had discussed so that they're aware of that?
I don't remember what animals that you want to have in the future.
Things that bark.
Oh, dogs. You wanted to get some bigger dogs. We were talking about getting a Labradoodle or something that's that will be less allergy.
Jason doesn't have a cat. That's his son's cat. That's
his cat. That cat's going with him.
Well.
And so we were talking about getting an allergy-free dog. Allergen-free.
Yeah, I mean, I like labs. They're a pretty medium-sized dog, but I also know Jason has allergies to pets. And as far as I know, poodles and labradoodles are like, I don't know, what do they consider them, hypoallergenic or something like that. There's less chance of allergies with them because poodles don't have like fur, they have hair. So there's only a few breeds of dog that have fur that is less conducive to allergies. So even though I might not like the aesthetics of a Labradoodle, if it will lessen his allergy affliction, then I'm willing to do that. And labs are fucking chill dogs anyways. They're so cool, it's not even funny. They're like laid back like him. So, I mean, I would do research on, I've never owned a Labradoodle. I've owned a poodle and I've owned a lab, but I don't know what the combo like temperament wise is. I don't know which one they take after trait wise. I'd like to do research into that first, but I'm also not opposed to getting a pound puppy. So, I mean, absolutely no pit bulls though, because I've had very bad experiences with them, and I don't care how you raise them, because sometimes there are neurological conditions that cause them to just snap, and they're fine one day, and then the next morning you wake up and they're trying to eat your face off. So I had a pit bull that was like that. She was fine, and I left her at a friend's house with her sibling, went to work, came home, and she had murdered her sister and everything else that was in the yard. So she just snapped.
Wow.
So that was, yeah. But she was also, you know, when I tried to take her home, she got really aggressive with me and came after me. And so we called animal control and they put her down, because I will not have an aggressive animal. I don't care how mean that sounds, but we talked to the vet about it, and me and my friend who both got a puppy from the same litter, and they said that sometimes that happens. So it's not necessarily the breed of the dog, it's just something that happens with the dog. But I just, because it was a pit bull or an American Staffordshire Terrier or whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's a fucking pit bull. I won't have one. Period. There's absolutely no swaying my decision on that. And I do not really want a pit bull mixed dog either, because that makes them even more unstable. So you can be sweet to a dog all you want and love on it and give it the best life, and then one day it's going to turn and try and eat you. And I'm like, no. So, any other things that we covered, didn't cover, questions, answers?
Not that I can think of. I think we kind of covered the good range of topics. Yeah.
I guess the one thing that I could, say is channel wise, I'm not going to be doing any holiday looks this year for Christmas at all, because I won't have time. But I am, pull out my calendar. On the main channel, I am scheduled out till December 17th. On the second channel, I am scheduled out till January 1st so far. And this is every other day. So as of right now, I do have, I did a declutter video last night that I recorded of me going through my closet, and I got rid of like half the stuff in my closet because I can't wear it. So there's no point in keeping something I can't wear. There's that. So I've got that video. I have another video that I'm working on that is a multi-part video. I need to film that other part sometime today. Then there was another video that I filmed yesterday, I think, on the camera, or the day before. I know I filmed it on my lunch hour. I can't remember what it is now. And then I just got in I have my Ipsy. Here, I'll just show you. Okay, so this was another video that I figured for. So my Ipsy just came in today. So I have this that I need to do an unbagging for. So I'll pull the information to do that here in a little bit before Nadine gets here. Which, by the way, Nadine, if you're still here, go ahead and just park in the driveway when you get here. And then this came in. Can anybody tell me where this package came from? Just you. He's like,
someplace.
Oh. Casey should know where this came from.
IVC?
IVC? No. And then I got this package in too, and these are eyeshadow brushes. So these are part of another brand that I have 2 other eyeshadow palettes. Yeah, there you go. Casey got it. So the brushes from this brand are new. They just came out. And as soon as she launched them, I picked them up because I have had problems with their eyeshadow palettes looking patchy. And I said in the video, I think it's my brushes I'm using, not the shadow, because other people create looks with these shadows and they come out absolutely beautiful. So I think it really is my brushes and not working well with the shadows. So I picked up their brush collection so I can test that out. So that's going to be a testing video using their eyeshadow palettes and the brushes. So that's going to be a first impression with those. This is a new Nomad holiday palette. So this will also be a first impressions video when I get a chance to film with it. So there's plus I'll do an unbagging for these items. So this will be like a really quick unbagging. So there's that. The Ipsy bag, like I know I bought some add-ons because I'm in a Secret Santa thing right now, but this color pot case. What color pot case? Davina Cosmetics is having a huge Black Friday sale, so that's the video I'm working on right now. What the fuck did I order? Oh, but it smells good in here. Hang on. It's stuck, tape stuck in my hair. It smells really good. Yeah, you can park in the driveway. This is what smells so good. This was an add-on. This is part of a thing that I'm doing for my Secret Santa thing. Oh, there's 2 of them in here. Oh, I must have redeemed one for points. So, oh, it's fuzzy. The Ipsy bag for this month is, it smells good too. I don't know what's in here that smells like that, but so there's a couple of items that I picked up like this that are for my Secret Santa thing. I also, now that I'm waiting on one more package to get here, which should be here Monday for my Secret Santa giveaway, and then I'll record a video as to what I picked out for her and why, so that she has that, like I did last year for the Secret Santa thing I did. Because the person I picked stuff for was appreciative that I explained why I bought what I bought when I bought stuff. She thought that was a great idea. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 videos right there that I still need to film. So I'm trying to film enough stuff and get enough stuff edited to get me through to like the first week of January so that I don't have to worry about stressing. I might come on and do like live streams and stuff here and there. I know I'm behind on my members only content. Shh. I'm being attacked. The Nomad fell and scared me. I guess you could say I'm uber jumpy today. Ow, I just need the desk. What was that? Don't mind me, I'm just being paranoid. And I'm the one that made the coffee. So, yeah. I'm probably going to film some like pack with me's, but those probably won't get edited for a while. I have 2 videos to edit that are game related, but those will take hours to edit. So what I've been trying to do is either on my lunch break, I'm filming on my lunch breaks, and then I'm trying to edit before work starts in the morning, and I'm editing as soon as I get out of work in the afternoons, trying to keep up with things so that there's not a backlog of things to edit. So as of right now, there's like 2 videos I'm in process of that are already most of the way edited. I just need to film the other part of it to get that done. So Casey, for you, because you're a member on the channel, because I made Jason cancel his membership because there's no point in him paying for membership every month. What I want from you is to tell me what kinds of videos would you like me to film. Because you are a member, I need to catch up because I'm behind. So I need to film at least 4 members only videos. If you want like a Q&A, then send me questions. If it's a makeup related video, I still have my palette declutter video. I still haven't finished. I still have 10 palettes left to film with on those. So I'm not done with that yet. Hopefully I can get that done before I need to start like packing makeup because they're sitting in a box in the hallway right now, most of them. And I do plan on like decluttering a few of those and trying to sell them any money I can earn between now and the time I move is going to be bonus, because we have to fly Jason down, fly him back up, rent a moving truck, rent a car twice. So I'm going to have to hire somebody to help pack the U-Haul because, well, not U-Haul, but the moving truck, because that's going to be expensive. And I'm not ruining my back to pack all that shit in there. So there's that. Am I missing anything, Jason?
No, I think that's it.
But yeah, if you have specific members only content you want me to film, let me know. I will get it filmed somewhere in between my scheduling. Yeah, but some direction might be nice. Like, is there something you like? Do you want a specific video on like a real talk with Rebecca, or maybe a breakdown on like mental health things, or like a general Q&A? I mean, I could do any of that stuff, but I plan on like filming some of the like packing process and moving process and that kind of stuff. With Nadine being here later, it'll be up to her whether or not she's in the video, but just trying to think. I think we've basically covered all the house stuff, covered the finance stuff. And I think a lot, just to throw it out there, I don't think this move would have been made possible if I wasn't working 40 plus hours a week, and all the overtime that I've worked since like July. Well, no, technically August, because I didn't really start working overtime until August, because when I came back from New York is when I started killing myself to do overtime. So I was working on my days off and working before shift and after shift, trying to pick up extra hours. And if I was awake during the day, I was picking up shift during the, during my awake time, and I'd work until I'd about fall over. So I don't think any of this would have been possible had I not pushed myself so hard to work. And now I'm in a whole new line of business with my job. So we're still in training until like the week of Christmas. So that's when I think we're supposed to hit the floor for production, is the week that we're supposed to be moving. So yay. And that means I can't take time off because it's a brand new job. I mean, it's not brand new with my company, but the position is new. Yeah, with 26-hour days. Yeah. No, you need to add another 10 to that number, so it should be 36-hour days. That would be about accurate. But the good thing is, when Jason and I finally move in together, I might be able to teach him how I edit. So when I do, and we'll be able to live stream better, easier. But maybe, just maybe, I can sweet talk him into editing my game footage.
Oh. Well, I edit different than you do, but I have done editing before.
I know. So like, I'll have to give him a video to edit and see what he does with it, and see what I like and what I don't like, and see what we can change. And because I just kind of leave everything in there and just do a voiceover. But like,
I'll drive you nuts because you'll have to get a whole bunch of B-roll. If you even know what B-roll is.
You know how I video game? I'm like, oh look, there's ore. Ah, god damn it, my bag is full. Where did this shit come from? Oh look, this gray item. I'm gonna pick this up, and I'm gonna. Oh look, I'm gonna loot this monster. Hey, what's all this stuff? Ah, crap! No, I got a green item, but I got all these gray items in my bag, and I can't pick it up because I got all these gray shit in my bag. Yeah, that's me. I'm the one that picks up everything. If I see it and I can pick it, or I can pick it up and put it in my pocket, I'm gonna do that in a video game. And drive Jason nuts when it comes to Warframe, because it's like, oh, there's a locker, it's green, I'm gonna go get it. And he's like over there trying to do the objective, and I'm over here trying to open a locker.
Yep.
Oh, look, a chest I can open. Hey, honey, come over here. There's some energy. Do you need energy? Yeah, I'm that nerd. Drives my dad nuts too. Would you stop picking up shit? But but we may need it. He's like,
Get
no,
over here. I'm trying to get this door open.
Yep.
come over here and hit X. God damn it. No, don't hit X. No, hit X now. No, you failed again. Now. Fuck. God damn. Just get up from your computer. Let me go hit that X button. So, yeah. When you're in Warframe, you have two entrances that you have to go to in the game. So you walk up to one and the other person walks up to the other, and you have to hit the X to open the door at the same time, or it doesn't work. So if like one hits it and the other one hits it a little bit too late, the door doesn't open. So you have to wait till you can hit it again. So you're both hitting the button, and it makes this noise every time you go to like hit the button. And you're like, did you hit it? And you're like, yeah, I hit it. I'm like, well, why isn't the door open? And you're like, oh, okay, hit it now. Fuck. You're delayed. Hit it now. Just keep hitting the fucking button and it'll eventually open. So you just kind of exit to death. But it has to like refresh before you can hit it again. So yeah. Timing is everything, especially in Warframe. You know I drive you nuts in the game. You can't tell me that.
Oh, I was gonna refute that.
Especially when we're in a cave and you're off trying to kill the thing that's shooting at us, and I'm over there going, me, me, me. You're like, what are you doing?
War. Get over here and kill this goddamn thing that's shooting us.
Right?
I gotta get this ore first.
Yeah, hang on,
God
hang
damn it,
on.
I'm dead again.
All right, hang on, I'm coming to res you. And y'all be cutting ore. I'll be like, wait a minute, how'd you die? I don't know how many times we've done that. We'll be in a cave together and something will fucking kill you, and I'm like, what happened? Why are you dead?
What are you doing? Get up.
You can't say I'm wrong, Jason. I don't know how many times you've died, and I've been like, what happened? Wait a minute, where are you?
Yep.
You're like, what are you
lose
doing?
track
I
of me
don't know.
while you're off doing your thing.
I was scanning a pine cone. Forget the fucking pine cone. Go capture the enemy. Oh, well, oh, look, hang on. There's lilies.
Yep.
So that's it.
ADHD.
Yeah, that's severe ADHD. I thought the sirens were here until I realized they were coming through the speakers.
Now coming through mine.
Yeah, I hear them. They're coming to get you.
Again?
Yeah, again. Mhm. What? What? Spit it out. Say it.
Hmm?
What's on your mind?
Nothing.
You're just gonna sit there and do it.
Trying to think if there's anything else to cover.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Excited, scared, apprehensive.
Just stressed about getting it all organized and making sure everything comes together right.
Yeah,
That's the main thing.
planning and replanning and
Figuring out how he's going to pay 30 years of back child support.
yeah, don't.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. We don't want to discuss that on the live stream, Dad.
I didn't realize you were live streaming.
Yeah. So yeah, I filled him in on the conversation from.
Yeah. Okay.
And by the way, he said that unless the laws are different there, that wouldn't fly. Because going back to certain dates, that date to now, and then the other stuff would have been handled by the other process. So, and I know that you were in that other process for a while, which was handled by the legal system. So you should be covered from that. And then, unless it's different there about legalities and what is age and what is not of age. I don't think there's a leg to stand on, being as vague as we can. Oh yeah, we're all gonna have to get new IDs. I already, we're both gonna have to get driver's licenses in the state, but we have like 2 weeks to do that. I'm gonna have to get my motorcycle endorsement transferred over. You hung up on. The cosmetology license and stuff like that, I can get it activated in Georgia, or I can activate a multi-state license where I could practice in both Florida and Georgia for cosmetology. If I wanted to do hair on the side or like on the weekends or something, I could do that. So there's a business licensing. So basically we've closed my business down here in Florida. All of that stuff is currently pending closing. And then when we move, I'll just open all new business licensing and stuff in Georgia so that everything's legal up there, because the state taxes and stuff are going to be different. I'm going to need to file all that stuff, and we're going to have to find an accountant. That'll be fun. So, and the eShop, my website will be closed the week of the 16th, so I will turn off sales on that. Same thing with Depop. I'm going to have them suspend my account so that no sales can come in while we're in the process of moving. Because I will pack and ship orders all the way up until like that Monday, but then I'm going to disable the website sales, so you can't buy anything on my website after. So after Monday the 13th, because we're leaving Wednesday, I will not be accepting any more transactions on my website or Depop until after Christmas. So just so that I can make that transition and I don't have to worry about packing orders and stuff. Plus that gives me 2 days to get my business stuff fully packed up. So I will leave most of my business stuff, all the business stuff that's currently listed online for sale will stay unpacked up until that week, and then I'll, have to pack all of it up. So I'm going to pre-pack most of it, like today and tomorrow, everything that's not currently listed for sale. So I'm going to clear out my workbench and get all the shit off the pegboard and whatnot, pull the pegs off, and get a lot of that stuff packed up because I'm not going to need it, and get all that stuff ready to just go, so that it's one less thing for me to worry about. So this weekend I'm planning on doing packing for the business stuff and my books, and then I need to get out into the big shed and go through the stuff in the mezzanine, because I've got boxes of stuff up there. I've got an old sewing machine that I probably just need to throw out, that the tension is off on it. I was going to try and save it for parts because it's the same brand as my other sewing machine, but I honestly don't think it's worth it, so I might just throw the whole thing out. So there's a bunch of stuff like that. And then next weekend, my friend Diana is going to come over, and she's going to end up inheriting an entire box of craft magazines that I was supposed to bring to her like a year and a half ago. She did get the extra yarn and stuff I had, so she already got that stuff, and the polyfill. And so I'm going to allow her the opportunity to go through like all my fabric and see if there's anything that she needs from there that'll make, anything that she can use that I'm not using right now. I'll give her the opportunity to go through it and then just see what she wants to use and take, and one less thing for me to have to pack and move. So yeah, the next couple of weekends are going to be busy with me packing, and then I might not have a lot. It's just going to be tedious because then I'm going to have to go through the house, and I've got books on the shelves out in the other room, and I've got all my kitchen stuff integrated in with my dad's, so I'm going to have to extricate like half of that stuff out. So that's going to be a pain in the butt, trying to figure out, oh no, that's his, this is mine, kind of thing. So just a lot of like tedious stuff. Like I'm going to have to go through the linen cabinet shelf by shelf to pull out what's his, what's mine, what's staying, what's going. So, yeah. My dad has a bird. Spike, are you begging? just climbed right up on my dad's back. Surprised he doesn't climb down his front and climb into his lunch plate. I see you. It's like, what are you doing? I can't. It's hung up on something. Oh, it's hung up on the speaker. Let's see if I can get another little inch out of it. There's another one on the. Let's see. There's another one right underneath there. If you see, there's a floofy foot. There's this one here, and the twin to it is right next to it, and then that spike. So, yeah. What? What are you looking at me like that for? You. Uh-oh. You grinning. What are you thinking?
Nothing.
Are you excited to move?
Yeah.
Are you ready to get out of New York?
Yeah, a little.
Are you scared to be moving away from the state, though?
That's just more moving away from my kid than moving away from the state. State I don't care about.
Too, you know. Like
Yeah,
the kid
they have
more-
college up here. College is free, so they're not gonna get a better offer anywhere else. So
True, but the kid can come too. So until college is nailed down and whatnot. You know, until somebody signs up for classes, college is not always a given. But
well, they are signed up, so they're just figuring out the last little bits of it. And once they're out of state, they lose all the benefits.
well, good thing college doesn't start until January then, huh? Because you're not moving until after January 1st anyway.
Well, no, they have to be here.
I know.
So that's where they're staying, as well as their friends and all the rest of that.
Wow.
But I think they're more likely to move to Europe
Oh,
at some point in the future.
so the family trip for the birthday went over that well?
No, that was
Oh,
something.
that's me. Hang on. What? There's nobody at the front door. And you didn't park in the driveway. You parked behind the SUV. The fuck are you, Nadine? Oh, she's still in the car. Okay, well. She's like, open sesame, and I'm like, there's nobody here. And then I realized the vehicle was parked behind the SUV. So,
Oh, okay.
because she said open sesame. She's still in the vehicle. Oh, she's getting out now. She must be getting boxes. She said, I went and got boxes and bubble wrap. And I mean, I don't really need a whole lot of bubble wrap, but I didn't even think about it. I've got some mirrors and some paintings and stuff that we can probably box up. Those are going to be a pain in the ass trying to find a box for. I was just going to wrap them in like sheets and stuff and blankets and towels. But bubble wrap would probably be better.
Yep.
And then whatever boxes we don't really. I was like, open says me, and like I opened the door and you ain't even there. Are you bringing me another cheesecake?
Yeah.
Wave to the camera. You got to come over about here. They can't see you. There you go. There you
Hello.
go. Got an eating hand.
And catch some.
Okay, so Nadine is now here to help me pack. I'm gonna go. Jason has things to take care of today as well.
Yep.
I think we covered everything anyways.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll meet you in there in a minute.
Yeah.
Ignore the stuff on the end of the bed. I dumped out a basket. So, Casey says hi, by the way. She says hi back. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you, Jason, for coming on here and streaming with me, all the way from frozen New York.
Frozen. Not even close.
It's like 40-something degrees there. What do you mean it ain't frozen? It's like 70-something degrees here. It's 75 actually is what the thing says. No.
Shut up.
Dog.
Yep.
So, anyways, we're gonna go. I will see you guys later. Any questions, just leave them down below. Wish list items are not required, but it's in the description box. I made sure to put it in there. So if anybody wants to pitch in or help out or send like a housewarming gift or anything, the Walmart wish list, don't order anything until like after Monday the 13th. Same thing with like Amazon and stuff like that, just because I don't want it going there and us not actually getting it kind of thing. So, because we don't close on the house until that Thursday. I think the address is updated on both of them. Right? Yeah, it'll be 80 here tomorrow. I'll be running around in shorts and then freezing my butt off Monday morning. But yeah, I know people have asked about sending like housewarming gifts and stuff like that. So the only thing I've asked is that they hold off on ordering anything until after that Monday, because I don't want things just randomly showing up at the house before we close. I don't think anything's going to go sideways with the closing, but we don't close until Thursday. So if you order something Monday, it should arrive by Thursday or Friday at the hopefully the earliest. Emily! No, ma'am. No.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh.
she's bringing in boxes. She looks funny. Anyways, so yeah, but the lists are there. You know, we're not moving until December, like halfway through the month. So try not to. If you do want to order something, just wait. Is all I ask. If you do want to help. Hey. 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 He's flipping me off over there. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm getting a little punchy. I need to pay around on the coffee again.
Oh.
Jason's probably getting bored. He's got stuff to do. And I have. Oh, it's the same flavor.
Nice.
Huh?
I'm still these people dead thing.
Right? But it's the strawberry one. The one last one that you gave me was a sampler of with the strawberry flavor. It was amazing. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go. I will see you guys later. Bye.